Okay, Trump has been doing this thing about drill, baby, drill. You know, he's gonna
Drill, baby, drill.
use all energy sources and all this sort of stuff. And I got to looking at this, and I'm no expert on oil drilling, certainly not. But, you know, I have a few ideas, and so I'm going to talk about them. He's supposed to unleash all this energy, and of course the price of gasoline will drop to, 15 cents or some stupid thing. He's going to reduce regulation on the, exploration and for oil and all that sort of stuff. That isn't going to make that much difference. Well, from what I can tell, it takes 6 months to 2 years for the regulations to be done, environmental impact or whatever the heck it's going to be. But that's from the federal government. And a lot of this development also has to be looked at by the state. Of course, they've got their own regulations. And you're looking at 6 months to 2 years is the max that I can think of, not including environmental suits, which you will get, which is going to delay these things. It absolutely will. But then when you explore, and I got a couple of numbers here, 4 to 10 years from exploration to production. That's quite a while. And you got to think about this. They look and determine where they think there's oil. They do a couple of wildcat oil wells in there to see if it's true. Then once they establish there's a field there, they start putting your wells in, and you have to have pipelines. You got to have electricity out to it because maybe out in the sticks someplace, and you have to have the oil pipelines to bring the stuff into refineries. Okay, so there's quite a bit of expense there, and it's going to take some time. Trump will be long gone before any of this oil would ever be developed. And then you got to think about the oil well, or the owners of the oil companies. Do they really want this much oil? Do they want to flood the market if conceivably they could flood it? That would mean the oil prices go down. They're not really too thrilled with that. I wouldn't be. And so do they really want to invest all this money? I mean, there's no money coming back for years, maybe a decade. And they invest all this money, and then, okay, it comes through, but if the market's low, if the price is low, they're not going to make back their money. And you say, well, we have to have refineries too. And, we'll build another refinery and I'll eliminate all the regulations on that. This is great. Let's eliminate all regulations so we really have a mess. But okay, let's say you did that. But even then, these oil companies are going to say, is there going to be a market for this? I got to put a bunch of money in this stupid refinery. Is this going to work? So the end result here is he can't do any of the crap he says. It's just an emotional appeal to his base. It doesn't mean anything. There's not going to be any oil that's going to come onto the market until long after he's gone. Him and I will probably both be dead before any of that stuff would ever happen. And by then, we will have changed dramatically, especially in our transportation and electricity production. It is going to be so much different than it is now. And these oil companies, they have a fairly accurate prediction of how that's going to work out. And so, another joke by Donnie Trump. That's it on this one.